Okay, Ramos, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Professor.
How are you
fine,
today?
and you?
Excellent, excellent, especially because of your company. To be with you is always nice. And you know what? Since as a doctor I must do some research to share knowledge to my colleagues, to people. And since I've been saying this as, for example, theory, I don't like theory, only theory, because it has too much romance. What I want you to tell us is your experience about having a common language in the classroom. Let's say you are graduating from the basic language course, which I was happy to guide, to lead, and but I'm eager to know your opinion about having a common language in the classroom, just for you to learn quicker, faster, and a better understanding of what we are, dealing with in the classroom. So, would you be so kind?
Well, you brought up a very, very essential point when it comes to theory. You said theory. Based on theory, when it comes to learning, you can learn a lot by theory. However, in the real world, you cannot put everything that you've learned theoretically into practice. Like learning a language. For me, it was difficult. It was a hard choice to make if I should have come to Mexico to do the basic Spanish course. Reason being, I had no knowledge of Spanish. I had absolutely
Zero.
no knowledge of Spanish. I was at nil. I was at the bottom of the barrel. The idea of coming to a foreign country to learn a new language was a bit difficult in the sense that I did not know what to expect. Being in the classroom here with you as my professor, I started to be more comfortable. Reason being, we had one thing in common, our language. One single language, which was English. That in itself made me more comfortable being in the classroom and willing to learn. Not afraid, not all that much depressed.
Okay.
But it was a challenge that I was willing to take up. Like, not having a common language coming to Mexico, if you and I did not have a common language, and you were teaching, you were teaching some Spanish words, like say for example, columpiarse. Showing us the picture, it's just a person on a swing, but I could have interpreted that differently, stating that, oh, it's someone at the park.
No.
It means at the park.
I know.
No, having a common language, you said to me, okay, you said to us, all of us, that columpiarse means to swing yourself. Even there, when it comes to columpiarse, columpiar in itself is a verb. Se meaning to do it yourself. How would I know
right.
what se would mean?
Excellent.
I would have no idea. The entire time in the classroom would be like a guessing game.
Ah, excellent. Yeah, I know.
It would be like a guessing game, because you would have said one word, then you would have had to elaborate on that word, trying to elaborate on that word in Spanish to a couple of students that has no knowledge about Spanish. Then you would have been like one of the not to use it in the wrong term, but someone with a disability that cannot speak. You would have been having to do signs, trying to trying to get us to realize what you're saying exactly, it would have been difficult.
Yeah, so that means that it takes, I mean, less time for you to get to it. I mean, to learn, and even we have time to practice.
Exactly.
Once you understand, so the time used for explanation, now we can use it as a practice.
Exercise.
Yes,
As
an
a practice.
exercise.
Exactly.
And yeah, not guessing. It's nice that what you said, because this is, then it becomes, if we hadn't had the common language, it would have been a game of guessing. And guessing it takes
a lot of time. It's a lengthy process to guess. Now, for me, coming back to the common language. All right, coming back to the common language. There are some words that I would have never believed I would have learned, because for a simple word, let me use a small word in English. Why? Why? A 3-letter word.
I know.
How would you as a professor, how would I as a student understand por qué means why? If you had not the same language as me, so that I can understand that you're saying por qué means why. But also, por qué means because.
I know, and I'm happy that you know now.
And there's a lot of other words that sounds the same, spell the same, but a little bit of changes that I would not have figured out, or it would have been a lengthy process in which for me to figure out what's the meaning of that word.
Excellent. Even grammar. For example, grammar, there are many similarities.
I can relate to the grammar. I can relate to the grammar, because let's use, for example, the person in which the word is being used. The first person, second person. In first person and second person, there are certain methods that I've learned now that I did not know back then because I had no knowledge of Spanish. That you can actually drop I if you are using certain verbs. You can drop you because it is self-explanatory for the person in which it is being used. When it comes to the third person, no, it makes it a bit more difficult. Because if you do not specify who exactly are you talking about, then you would have the reader confused. Because saying in third person, you're talking about a female, and you want to talk about a female, you're going to write a paper about a female, but you're going to put L. Or you're going to use a word and it's going to end with O when it's masculine, and it should be ending with A for feminine. So having that direct communication with the common language is an asset to any student or any student professor communication. It's an asset. It's a very good asset.
Yeah, excellent. So I'm very happy because we save time.
Most importantly,
yes,
you have time for more activities, for more learning.
Yeah, all these competencies we need, speaking, writing, they are very difficult and they take time. They take long, to get there, to master, and we take advantage of this time. But I'm very happy that you know I mean, now you know.
Now I know. Now I know.
No.
Let's correct that. Yes,
That's
now I know.
excellent. You know, a teacher, a professor is always satisfied when there is some learning. There is some learning. And students just like you saying, now I know. That's it. Now I know. And no matter what, no matter how much. But once you say, now I know, at least now you know how distant or close our languages, I mean Spanish and English, are.
And coming back to sentences, with a common language, you learn to understand the sentences faster, much faster. Like in English, you're writing, if you're going to talk about a red ball. No, I would be wondering why are you talking in a reverse state if you did not have the common language as I do to relate to say that it's just because in Spanish it's reverse. How would I understand reverse? How would I understand that most sentences you have to switch around words in order to make it correct in Spanish?
Yeah.
Then in English, there are certain words that you cannot use because they do not exist in Spanish. How would I understand that these words does not exist in Spanish? How would any teacher or any professor explain to someone in a different language which they both have no language in common? How would it be possible? It would have been difficult.
Fortunately, in our class, we have a Turkish guy and we have a Korean guy who have English also,
which makes it much easier.
That was a blessing. Yeah, I know. Yes, Ramos, I'm very happy to talk to you, and thank you very much for your opinion, because this is valuable. Because this is straight from the horse's mouth.
Now,
it's not overheard.
I'm going to say this for any person trying to learn a new language. It does not have to be Spanish. It does not have to be English. Try to learn from someone with a common language. It will make it much easier, much faster, and you will learn much more. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, so thank you very much and see you later.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, sir.